The show is still the Break Live on Dominion Television, and up next is Trend Watch with Osare Noma. Saba, good morning to you, Osare.
Hi, Samson. Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
You look radiant anyway.
Stop.
Well, I would have said TGIF, but of course, I now understand that today is Good Friday, and of course, it's Jumat.
It's a very good Friday anyways.
Okay, what do you have for us this morning?
Plenty things, but I'll just give you just a little bit of what we have planned. I mean, if you were on social media all through yesterday and still even, this morning we've been, getting wedding vibes. Of course, it was a serious Owambe, celebrating Juma and Priscilla's wedding. So trust that we're saving the best story for the last on this morning's show.
I think you can tag that as wedding of the year.
Yes, to be very honest.
Because, a lot of celebrities, trooped in mass yesterday to honor Yabo. Even governors were there.
Yes.
I saw pictures of Governor of Osun State.
Singing. He was singing.
He was there. In fact, he had a special number. He sang there. His usual doing when he goes to events and he's happy like that. And so many other side attractions.
Yes.
That was really, a massive one there.
Yes, definitely.
All right, do your thing, Osare.
All right. Well, we call this Trend Watch here on Dominion Television. My name is Osare Nomasaba. Most people know me as the Edo Queen. And of course, it is a Friday. So, of course, it's TGIF vibes. But this Friday is different. It is Good Friday. Many of us are, seated at home, relaxed. But, we are here on your screens to keep you entertained and gist with all that happened on social media. And of course, because it's a special edition, I'm not doing this alone. I have Big Mo here with me.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing? Good morning, everyone. My name is Morayo Oluwakintoba. Welcome to Trend Watch this morning.
Okay, so let's talk about what's happening on social media. I don't know if you remember, back in primary school, I think it was mostly primary school, during inter-house sports, there's always the parents' race, segment where
you want your mom to beat the other mom. Yes.
I think it was mostly mothers, right? I think we're always rooting for mothers, but I think fathers also had their race.
They used to do their thing, but it was none of our business.
To be very honest, my mom, my aunties, because my cousins and I were all in the same school, they were very, passionate about this race. It was like their own inter-house sports, to be honest.
When it came to that part of
and you see them dressed in our house colors. Yeah. When it's time to run, they are running
this
like their life depends on it.
So much.
So yes, we've seen now that it's not just us that experience that. We have this 8-time Olympic champion, who actually showed up and showed out, at her son's.
I'm sure her son will be so
very
that's
proud.
My mommy, guys. My mom beat all your mommies.
It's my mommy that won the race.
Look at the space between.
This is what we call dusty. When you say, I dusted you.
No space.
I think, to be honest, when other parents saw the gap, just don't worry.
Let's just walk to the finish line.
Just leave it.
She didn't have mercy on them, sorry.
This is a lot of gap. This is Shelly Ann Price. She's an 8-time Olympic, runner.
Look at the space.
And she really dusted them, in this scenario. But I definitely would be very proud if, that was my mom. In fact, I even join her in the race and say, Mommy, let's go together.
Let's cross the finish line together. All right.
But yeah, let's take a look at some of the comments, just see what people have to say about this as well. So Weird says, Omo, she should sign up for the Olympics. Hello, so it's like a late to the party.
He didn't get the memo.
It's very late. It's very late.
He says sign up for the Olympics. All right. Cynthia Kumar says, you can leave training and practice behind, but they will not leave your body. That is so true.
Yeah.
When you've done something over and over again. Yes.
All right. Olayemi says this should be considered as cheating in this quality. It's not cheating because she actually did run.
She came to represent her child.
She actually did run and she won
them.
Fair and square. So I would not classify this as cheating. She actually won it fair and square. If it was you and then I said that you are cheating, what would you have to say?
Exactly. Your mommy did this for you.
Please do.
All right. Emmanuel has this to say. This is what we call seed dusting. Exactly. Look at the gap, Osare. There was no need for the other moms to continue running. Let's just walk to the finish line.
Actually, to be honest.
Yes.
Maybe if they had known that, this is an Olympic champion, they will not have bothered.
Perhaps. Peradventure.
All right, this comment, I think this is the last comment on this story, says this woman carry bomb come pillow fight. children's children's inter sports.
Well,
They probably did not
She has
expect.
to show up and show out.
Right? They probably know that maybe she would have calmed down a little because she probably knows that as an Olympic champion, I've already won. But maybe this is even her considering this slow pacing because I wouldn't know, to be honest. But please, ma, maybe next time.
Have mercy upon us.
Yes.
Jog to the finish line.
Or reduce the gap so that
And that's why I said she should jog.
You know.
So by the time the gap won't be too much.
It won't be too
That
much.
space was so
I wonder how the other children feel, and how their parents perform. But I mean, nonetheless, your parents are there to support, enjoy it, while it lasts. When you're in secondary school, I don't think they do this for parents as much.
No,
but when you're
in primary school. No, it's only in primary school. They do now.
And in university, there's no even inter
Who
sport.
wants to run with you? Who has time for that?
It's you that is running for your life.
Who has time for that, right? All right, moving to a good, bad news type of story.
Yeah.
I don't know if we remember the boy that was caught in a picture with Peter Obi. Apparently, he was jailed for armed robbery.
Yeah.
They lied against him that, he was involved in armed robbery. And now he has been, freed.
Finally.
This is quite sad. I was going through the comments and someone was saying, how if you go to the prisons, you can see a lot of people who are just there.
Oh, yes, without being, tried.
Exactly. And it's so sad that we have this happening in the nation, And I'm happy that he has been freed, but, they're now making... This is sad. I wonder how his parents have felt all this time that, he has been there and all of that. So let's take a look at some of the comments on social media.
Okay. Because I know, initially, they had said most people felt it was propaganda or they had an intention for arresting him.
But he didn't do anything. He just stood
so
in the picture.
this was his offense.
Okay.
Right? With that picture, we saw how he was in front of Peter Obi's convoy and he met Peter Obi and, probably got some money, some assistance. So the Egba Adubu, all the people in the neighborhood.
So that is their reason for putting
that
him
they
in
did
jail.
not also grace their palm. They didn't partake of what he partook of. You understand?
Interesting.
So that was pretty much the backstory. Okay. How true it is, we don't know.
Exactly.
But
So Power has this to say. Now, so this kid go take Richo. If it was America, the kid would be swimming in wealth. Nigerian police should do the needful very fast.
It's already trending. So who knows? Next thing, what happens is when you're trending like this, they'll now give you ambassador something.
Ambassador. They will
make you influencer. Something.
I'm happy that he has been, released.
Yeah,
to be honest,
finally.
It was so unnecessary.
And apparently, they also lied about his age. I think they said it was a minor right now. We don't even know what his actual age is, but I think maybe they added a few years to his age so that he could be arrested. Yeah.
Interesting.
Exotic says countless teenagers are in prison. May Nigeria not happen to us, which is what
exactly.
you said.
People pray this prayer a lot, especially on social media. Nigeria will not happen to you, and I don't think it should be. God will help us in this nation.
Amen.
God will really help us in this nation. Let's take a look at the next comment.
Yes. Nigeria should not happen to us.
My sister. Abiodun Osage says, this is good. They shouldn't let it slide. Enough is enough. Jeez.
So thankfully, I know he had human rights lawyers.
Yes, I know they're making some demands now.
And yes, there were some demands. I think to retract the statement that he was, an armed robber. I think it's 100 million, whether it's dollars or naira, but they're demanding some huge sums. Truly, they've been through a lot.
This is a lot for anybody to go through for no reason.
Yeah,
they didn't do anything. So
well. It is what it is. But we're hoping that as it unfolds, we know what's going to happen. But of course, just like we said, we're saving the best story for the last this morning.
How did you feel that you were not at this wedding?
How did I feel? I was there.
I like that.
I was there. Thanks, there. I
love it.
I was there.
This outfit was the most hilarious one for me. What was the reason?
So I was initially
groom here, bride there.
Why did she put the bride up here and the groom down there?
Because she's closer to the bride.
Exactly.
If you look at things, she don't know the groom. So why is the groom here? But the pictures were beautiful. They looked stunning
Yeah,
yesterday.
they did.
You know,
I
somebody
think
was saying that they opened group chats for all of them.
for all the people that attended that
Because they were many.
They were a lot. They were a lot,
And
to be
apparently
honest.
what I heard is that there's, you know, an event planner that is in charge of just putting out invites and Ashoebi and all of that.
One invite, one event planner,
yes,
separate from...
her contacts are many, apparently.
To be honest, sometimes I wonder how
they do it,
how they plan weddings like this, because she on her own, Priscy Ojo on her own is a brand,
yes,
and an influencer.
Her mom
right?
alone,
and then her mom alone is you know,
brand.
another,
exactly.
You know, so it was. I was just seeing like all the people. I'm like, who do they not know? Who is actually not here? Aside,
because I know the governor of Osun State was there. Different influencers,
performers,
there
singers.
was. I'm
Actors
happy for
and
them,
actresses,
to be honest.
You know, but I mean, it was a very, very colorful
wedding. Yes,
wedding.
It was.
I think one thing that stood out for me as well was their materials, like their outfits, the details
and the beauty of those outfits. They were stunning.
It was beautiful,
and she looked like a glowing bride. I'm happy for her.
Big congratulations to them.
Congratulations to
Initially,
them.
I was going to ask you, like, who would you say was like your favorite look? But
you know, right now I don't think I can pick, because have you seen their pre-wedding shoots?
No, not of them, like the attendees. Because I've seen that a lot of people, aside the actual couple, the people who attend weddings now, especially when it's like socialite weddings, you would probably almost want to think that it's also their own
wedding.
They do like photo shoots.
Look at this
videography, you know. So
I don't think right now I don't think I can. Okay, I think I saw was it Ama Reginald?
Okay.
She looked good.
She looked good.
But I don't think I would say that she was my favorite. Because have you seen the bridesmaids?
In their pink.
Exactly. So I don't think I can pick it, because all of them, they were brides on their own.
I think that's a perfect description. They all look great. It was a lovely, you know, coverage. What also stood out were the people who did not, their clothes did not really, you know.
I have nothing to say about this.
But I mean, it was a very colorful event.
Yes, it was.
So yes, back to you, Samson. Were you also following the wedding?
Actually, I was following the trend, and for me, I think that was one big wedding you would see in years. And of course, looking at you were talking about the fashion sense and the dress sense of the ladies at the event. I think it is top notch. As short as it was top notch, and they were well prepared for the event. Even from the makeover on their faces, you will know these people actually meant business. But then, all in all, I think it's good to have this kind of events once in a while. It's therapy for people like us who love to see big events and then, you know, get to draw some positives from it. And of course, on the economic part, we had so many people coming in from Tanzania to, you know, to have, that helps the hotels in that area, helps the businesses in that
tourism.
area. I think that is quite important. Thank you for joining us this morning, Osari Nomasaba.
Thank you for
and of course,
having
Morayo
us.
Olua Aketoba, good to have you in this studio. All right, away from there, we go straight to sports this morning. But of course, before we do that, let's talk about how you can watch us live on our website at dominion.org.ng. That's where you find out. That's our URL name. So if you want to watch us live, go to at dominion.org.ng. Okay, so you can also watch us live on YouTube. It is at Dominion Broadcast. And don't forget to like, follow, and of course share our post on all other social media platforms. On Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, it is at Dominion Broadcast. And of course, on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. We go on a short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to Daybreak Sport with Toluani Abe Paul this morning. We'll be back after this time out.